Hello, it's Chris here, and today is, well, March 1st of 2016. And it's time for a little unusual video. For those of you who have announced that, before we get into the new things about Tubi, let's take a look at what happened in the last, this Thursday, I believe. As at the time I was looking at online that they heard the news that Paramount is buying Warner. That's right, and I'm not kidding. Paramount has won the bid to buy Warner. WBD, whatever you call that name is. Yes, I know this happened in the past. What happened was back in like December or so. Let's go back to the little bit of a little upswing here. I don't know what. Yeah, it's actually a Paramount merger. This goes back to 2025. If you want to go back to where it is, they were about to acquire Warner, and the whole thing this is with the acquisition. It was about to be. This goes back to like November, December, whatever you got to do is gonna because Warner is actually for sale, and they were about to sell off, and whoever's gonna buy, who was gonna purchase it. You know, when you go back to November, December, what's either gonna be buying that, either Paramount or Netflix. So people they call it Netflix. Yeah, because they acquired Netflix back in December, but they tried, but it didn't work out. But then Paramount decided to go up against them, and then they rejected 9 times, and all the stuff has been kind of rumblings around there because they had to do is file a lawsuit from what they do to the Netflix acquisition because of Paramount suing it for. Warner got sued for the Netflix acquisition. And then after a few, like maybe weeks or so, it took weeks to get this deal done. And then by, back around mid-February, they announced that they're going to be going up higher than expected, like a cash offer, everything like that. And then, of course, by around the late February, by the end of like Thursday was that was this February last weekend, they were trying to announce who's going to win the bid to go out and buy Warner Discovery, and this was actually the deal was, that happened. It's either Netflix or the Paramount. So whatever the case may be, Netflix has less money to buy, but Paramount has more. So, and after that, on Thursday, they announced Paramount just won. Yep, they won the bid and tried to take control of Warner. And what's going to happen with Warner's content, like future stuff? What's in store in the future? What is going to do with Paramount buying Warner? So the only thing is going to be telling you, not anymore. They just. Ellison took it, just want to buy it, and that's it. I didn't want to get too political. It was according to, Ellison, David Ellison, whoever his name is. He's the CEO of Paramount. After, what happened, when he was the CEO at the time, was Bob Bakish left back in 2024 or so, when he was taken over. What was this? David Ellison, who was actually the current CEO, when he took over for Bob Bakish after he left Paramount in 2023 or 2024. And as we go back in 2023, they had a video of on YouTube. And yes, I know there was the only thing you have to do is it has already paid Netflix $2.8 billion to terminate an agreement with Warner Discovery that was happening this past Friday, with the official announcement of Paramount's acquisition of Warner is expected later today. They went through all the rumblings here. What would be the future of what the company's rival is? I know if I look at Kawaiimation's reactions to his videos in the past, we've seen a lot of Kawai. If you watch the Kawaiimation videos on the acquisition, I don't understand. We did this in the last month. I think we took like months, years, and everything. We're going to take a look at some of the commentaries that he actually made around that time, that Paramount was going to either Netflix or Paramount to buy Warner. And I just have to take a look at the videos right there because this is something is really interesting to see. We'll go back to. Okay, I know it made a little ups or a little bit of downs. So which one we're going to talk about today is it's either Paramount. Well, let's take a look at the story of what's going on to do with what will happen to Warner. It's Forerunner, and this goes back to in the very beginning. We were just going to show you one thing. I got to tell you all about it. Okay, we're going to start off with this. He mentions, here's what he has to say.
Okay, so I had to private that video that I did, because thank goodness that Paramount is not winning the bid, but it is the front.
Well, he did.
Apparently, as they're the only ones that want to buy the entire company. Yeah, they want all of it.
I always did.
They don't just want the
studios,
I win. Unlike Netflix and Comcast, which can wait for the split. They want everything. They want the channels. They want everything about Warner Bros. Discovery. And honestly, that's a bad idea. We just have to wait and see about what's going to happen about this, as they're almost guaranteed to get it approved by the FCC. WBD wants the deal to be completed by Christmas, so there's still time to see what happens.
Oh, yeah, they already did that. It'll be completed by Christmas.
So WBD would have to decide. Given how Warner Bros. Discovery rejected Paramount 3 times.
Yeah, it rejected 3 times.
It's not happening. That merger is not happening.
That was when he rejected. I don't know. It has happened. It did happen. The merger did happen.
They rejected them. And WGA is playing to block them.
So yeah, that happened
chances are, yeah, Paramount is likely going to be rejected yet again. So my guess, I think it'll be either Netflix or Comcast. I think it'll be either of those two that will have.
It would be even options, but they almost.
Even though they're doing the merger from Discovery, they are going to plan it out, as they'll likely be on Netflix or Comcast, not Paramount. Because with Paramount, they've rejected them, and they're planning to block them, and they have no interest about so far about it. That CNN thing was apparently a speculation, and that was being said right there. So calm down, guys. Paramount is not winning yet. But
a few months later, they did.
Will likely be rejected by Warner Brothers itself.
Oh yeah. That goes back to like November around Thanksgiving time of 2025. Yeah, if this is something strange to be in this website, but let me tell you, and we'll go back to November. It was like the bids are due today. This is something.
Okay, so this is said to be here about Warner Bros. Discovery being due today for the bids. Looks like Netflix, Paramount. Please, just don't be Paramount.
Well, yes, they did. They
did. I don't want Paramount to suffer.
Well, I know you don't like Paramount, but I like Paramount buying Warner.
Just don't be Paramount.
Please.
Don't let it win. The WGA.
Yeah, I already won.
They plan to block it. So they honestly need to prevent Paramount from buying Warner Brothers.
Let me tell you.
The other ones are Netflix.
I wish they need to chill out.
And Comcast.
Yes, I know he may rant about it.
Which one would you rather have?
Okay, I just want to agree on that, Kawai. This is what I always want to say. I always wanted to, I'll tell you, I like Paramount buying Warner is a good idea, or it might be a bad idea. Well, Netflix actually did almost won the bid, but that did not work out. But so they, what happened was they just raised up the price. Like Paramount got like $111 billion to buy the entire company. Yeah, because of the hostile takeover and all this stuff. That's why they bought the entire studio. I always wanted to agree on, yeah, everybody agrees on this because of Trump. It's all because of political satire. That was because of Trump. All that, they're trying to buy that. I don't know what is going on with this problem.
I'm doing a poll to see about what would you rather have to see on Warbird's Discovery? Because this is what's going on from here as they're planning to split the company. But hopefully, it doesn't end up to be a disaster.
I cannot believe this. It's just going to be like a disaster. Well, I always know because I know you're tough on that. So I just want to let you all know this. This is who's going to win the bid, and that was back in November. And this is what would have happened. Oh, that's an ad. Okay, I just want to see this.
So with that, NBC Universal is exploring a bid to buy Warner Brothers, as they decided to be only interested in buying the studio and streaming division, not the networks, which is actually surprising because they actually have channels. But still, I guess this can be a positive thing about what's going on for Universal to have its bid for Warner Brothers itself. But I wonder how this is going to end up, because Warner Brothers, I actually think that it honestly should stay independent, and they should honestly...
Well, that never happened. Universal didn't want to buy Warner.
I can say that...
Yeah, that did not work. They rejected... They no longer interested in buying it.
NBC Universal treats Warner Bros. Nicely. Plus,
it better not be NBC Paramount.
So that is also a plus. I can say that this is easily a good idea for them to see how they're going to handle with the bidding of Warner Bros. It can work, though I just hope that it doesn't end up to be a problem.
Oh.
When it actually happens, if Warner Brothers actually does its confirmation to be done with Universal. But like I'm saying here, I just hope that it doesn't end up to be a Paramount, because Paramount's complicated.
Oh. Well, that's and this is what this goes back to. Let me go back to a little bit of. Oh yeah. And this is what happens when you think this company is supposed to be.
So Netflix really is actively exploring a bid to buy Warner Bros. Discovery studio and streaming business.
Yeah, that happened from the start. That almost happened from the start, though.
They're mostly focused on their studios and HBO Max from here. They also hired the same investment bank that buys Skydance on the purchase of Paramount. Oh, God.
Come on.
Has been great access to WB's data.
Let me tell you.
And financial details. So that's what's going on from Netflix here, as they are doing this hiring to have the investments to be handled with Skydance and Paramount itself. So Netflix, that's what you're doing to be interested on Paramount. On Warner Bros. Discovery. They are just interested on the streaming part of it, of course, not the networks, because Netflix doesn't do TV networks from here. And we got...
Okay, that's actually an exploring a bid to buy Warner, and well, if this is what's going to happen there, and this goes back to October, I believe.
So Paramount Skydance promises that if Warner Bros. Discovery and them merge, they will keep the creative teams of both Paramount Pictures and WB Pictures intact.
That's good. I don't know. That was pretty good, but that would be a little bit of a problem. Sometimes it gets a little bit of an issue, though. Well, that might do.
No.
Yeah.
No. Paramount, just stop. Stop wanting Warner Brothers. It doesn't need you. It is trying to undo this merger, and all you do is keep bothering it.
It gets so annoying that you always do this. You're like, hey, Warner Brothers, please, I want to buy you. And then Warner Brothers says, oh, heck no. We're not going to merge together because it would end up to be a global disaster.
Oh yeah, that's because I left it in the comments saying Paramount wins. That's because I did the whole thing. I chose Paramount to win, and guess what? I did. Paramount just won. They bought buying Warner, and that's it.
But with that, this is easily a problem. That
Be the
they
end of
think
it.
about this, and also HBO Max and Paramount Plus also merging.
That might happen.
That would lead to a lot of shows getting purged. HBO Max already has the Cartoon Network purged. We do not need another one for Nickelodeon, even though they already got rid of so many shows. All I can say is that this, Paramount, you need to stop. You need to stop doing this to Warner Brothers because this is getting stupid. It's getting idiotic. Oh, God. It's like you're begging and they obviously saying no to it. Anyway, guys.
Yeah, that was the when it announced the purge and the whole thing. Yeah, it's basically what's happening is that okay, and this is what they did. Oh, we're gonna go back to 4 months ago. Oh yeah, there's actually a plan. I gotta go back to where it is, where it first started. Oh, this goes back in October. I have to say, it's going back to October for a second. This is what they're gonna do. Okay, this is what I first announced.
I am so tired of this. I am so freaking tired of this. Warner Bros. Discovery is said that it's putting itself up for sale. Why is it always Warner Brothers that always makes bad decisions from here? But with that, I can say that WBT was a disaster, and they had to suffer from a lot of debt. They did their announcing on their splits, and yeah, that's happening here. I have no words about this, about what's going on from WBD. Of course, Paramount Global was preparing for a bid on it, which thank goodness they rejected it, but still, I can say that Warner Bros. Discovery is just, I don't know what they're even doing anymore at this point to sell itself for sale. Anyway, guys, this.
All right, I'm just gonna watch some of the videos. I want to credit goes to Kawaiimation for this video. If you want to check his video out, just if you want to see one of his news and everything, just go on his channel. So if you, I'm a big supporter of this. So I'm a big fan of Kawaiimation. You know, he does all the live streams and stuff. I left in live chats, so using via StreamYard. But I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be start doing StreamYard very soon, and what we're going to do is. But we're going to go through some of the videos that he just did.
Oh, yes, as it seems that it looks like this is happening from Comcast itself. NBC Universal, I mean, there were things that were said there about NBC Universal with Warner Bros. Discovery as they want to purchase it. But now it looks like they really want to purchase it, as they want to pave way for a blockbuster merger between Peacock and HBO Max, according to reports in the New York Post.
NBC Max, Universal Max,
is going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Itself, as they're going to do these things to grip the entertainment sector on this. I wonder what this will mean for Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network has its things right there, and well... Oh boy, I think that NBC Universal is done with kids content on cable television after what happened in Universal Kids, but then again, Universal Kids suffer from very low ratings. So I think they're going to do something interesting in Cartoon Network if they actually get it.
I just hope that things get well from here from Cartoon Network itself, as CN does need its special future from here. And
Yeah, but NBC Universal is interesting to buy the company, but that didn't work. That never happened. Yeah, that thing is not going to happen on this side of things because of what Paramount has been doing for so long. But that's the only key thing is, yeah, it's actually not really the best way you have to do before the thing happens. There's yeah, because they rejected the bid by the company. There was some stuff that this is what happened.
well, we got some really good news about this one, people, as Warner Bros. Has rejected Paramount's first bid to buy the company. So, this is a good idea, because, man, I am so glad that Warner Bros. Has rejected Paramount's bid, because this would have been a disaster. This would have been a huge problem on what Paramount would have done to Warner Brothers. And plus, they already have Skydance, so they don't need another company.
Well,
But that...
well, that's Paramount's part of Skydance, but Warner Bros is part of Skydance. Whatever is now going to be part of it.
I gotta say...
Don't worry about it.
Yes. Good. Let them not do this. So I wonder what company is actually going to get Warner Bros. I mean, if Netflix gets it, they're not going to focus on, network TV, unfortunately. But, hey, it can be possible for Netflix to get it. Or another company. My wish would be Sony. But with that, I gotta say, thank goodness that Paramount is not going to have Warner Bros. Discovery. Because,
but they did.
Goodness, this would have been a big problem. That is just a big relief from this one. Anyway, guys, this is...
All right. Yeah, it's actually... Why are they doing that? That's the first time they rejected it. And then, 9 rejections later, they did... And then, of course, they're suing the company. Paramount sued Warner Brothers for acquisition of Netflix. That's kind of odd. I don't know why they rejected, and this is what they rejected again. Oh yeah, another ad.
Well, it turns out that while Warner Bros. Discovery is trying to turn a new leaf, apparently they're doing this. Now, first things first, I did a short that is said that they are not putting up for sale. They have decided to try to undo the Warner Bros. Discovery merger. So they're currently on process of that. But Warner Bros. Has again rejected Paramount's second bid to buy the company.
Well,
Paramount, I think you should just leave Warner Bros. Alone, because I don't think you deserve it. Because Warner Bros. Discovery has a lot of debt, and they want to pay that off to another company. I've heard that it is going to be either Netflix or NBC Universal that's going to get Warner Bros. Discovery, but, well, you never know about what's going to happen from here. So basically, this is what's going on for WBD as they're planning to undo the merger itself. I just hope that things get well from its own cases on the company, as that might be good news. But yeah, they rejected the bid again, and oh my gosh, if they do a third time, I swear to goodness, that would be a stupid idea.
well, they rejected like even 9 times. Well, that's now this is going to happen when what's coming up there? Maybe well, let me look at Sony for a second.
So, as it turns out, I'm redoing this. I decided to redo it. Gotta be a convolution. But Sony was not interested in acquiring Warner Brothers. You know what? Now I can understand. They are not focused on networks. I realized till that they just couldn't focus on networks. The only networks they own are well, the Game Show Network, and that's it.
Yeah, GSN.
But with anime, I mean, like I said, it would be nice for Crunchyroll to be sold by Warner Brothers, to sell them to Warner Brothers. You know, just to give them a little present. To say that, you know what, we're sorry. We are not interested in buying you, but how about this? We give you Crunchyroll, and then you get happy. But the thing is, Warner Bros. Is not on sale. What is with these things being claimed that Warner Bros. Is claimed to be on sale? Warner Bros. Is not on sale, actually. You see, they're trying to undo the merger. They're trying to undo
they were just
Warner
busy
Bros.
just trying to buy this.
And you know what?
Sony's not interested in buying.
Because this is what people don't know. People know that Warner Bros. Discovery is on sale. Yes, but it's not on sale. It's undoing the merger, and they're planning their split. So with that, I can say that this might be a big changing thing about Warner Bros. But it is quite surprising that one company isn't interested in buying Warner Bros. No company might as well be interested. The WGA just blocked Paramount. They rejected them 3 times, by the way.
Yeah, it was like the 3rd time.
And I don't.
It was rejected the 3rd time.
NBC Universal would be nice for the networks, even though apparently Comcast isn't interested. Even though they're supposedly a cable company, which is strange. But with that, I guess this makes sense about Warner Bros. Discovery and Sony not being interested. At first, I was like, yes, I want Sony to buy Warner Bros. So that Toonami can get the anime again. But Sony isn't interested, apparently. And it makes me kind of confused. Like, I was like, Sony's not interested. Yet they were interested in Paramount. I remember when they were interested on Paramount during that whole thing with when who's going to get Paramount. And then Sony was interested in doing this big bid. I'm surprised that they did not do that to Warner Bros.
Well, that didn't work out.
But alas, that's what happened here. Warner Bros. Discovery just, not Warner Bros. Discovery, Warner Brothers, they're undoing Discovery. Oh, I'm so dumb. But Warner Brothers is not, they're not interested in buying Warner Brothers. Alright then, I now accept that. Except for Crunchyroll. That's the only thing I want them to do. At least sell Crunchyroll to, I don't know, something else. Just don't keep it, Sony. I don't think keeping Crunchyroll was a good idea for their anime. Because the current CEO is doing problems right now on it. With that, I can say that this is obviously a thing that they decided to do for Warner Brothers itself. And I think it is quite interesting for them to reject it. But Warner Bros., it was like, good, we're not doing it anyway. So yeah, that is what has been said about what Sony has said for Warner Brothers Warner Brothers, that they're not interested in an acquisition, but they just want to focus on anime and games. Well, Warner Bros. Has games. Yes, they do have games. Warner Bros. Games.
Yeah, they do have a video game company or so.
Apparently, a successful takeover of Sony would hand it to Takeshi's franchise like Mortal Kombat and Batman Arkham Knight. So, I guess they were doing the strategic alternatives to maximize their shareholder value from that. So, that's what the CEO said. They don't want to do a big Hollywood deal. I mean, Sony does do movies, right? So, what? No, I guess this could have been great, but Sony said no. My most anticipated one. The only buyout I would accept from Sony on WB, they said no. And I am just quite surprised on this, but alas, that just makes me kind of sad. I just wish they would sell Crunchyroll to another company. If they sell to Warner Brothers, that would be.
I know this is a long video that he did on the Sony Warner thing.
I think it's safe to say to accept that Sony isn't interested in Warner Brothers itself. Man. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine for me. I just wanted things to get better for Toonami, and I just wanted things to get better. And plus, there is HBO Max. I mean, HBO Max had Crunchyroll before. They had their anime before until they lost them due to the merger with Funimation. But with this, I can say that this can be quite useful if this would have happened. But they're focused on anime and games. But surprisingly, not movies.
Not movies or games.
On movies, because Warner Bros. Also has their big library of film, and Sony does film too. Sony Pictures Animation and WB Animation could have been a great entity together. There could have been this big
Columbia, TriStar, Screen Gems, whatever.
Attachment to Warner Bros. Animation and Sony Pictures Animation. Plus, they could have done a nice bond together with Sony Pictures Animation and Warner Bros. Animation. I was really excited for Sony to have their response to Warner Bros., but alas, they said no to that. Also, it would have been interesting if they had a Crunchyroll channel that is on cable TV, but they already have a fast channel, so they don't need that. But other than that, I think that's all I got to say for what went on for WB and Warner Bros. It was my most anticipated thing for them to be connected together, but alas, it's not happening, and I'm here to accept that.
Well, sorry to have a longer video. I apologize for this. This is actually a longer video than what Kawaii did in his video, but what about this? Oh, yeah. All right, they already did it, so let's take a look at this.
You see that picture of SpongeBob and Patrick? They are scared. They are scared. And SpongeBob's Search for SquarePants is coming up. So with that, I can say this is a problem. Paramount. Apparently, they have decided to do post-merger recoup cuts with 1,000 layoffs.
Wow, 1,000 layoffs. That's not good.
1,000 cuts. But here's...
That's not good.
Here's something that's worse than that. It's expected
This was before
the Paramount
to buy Warner
division.
Brothers?
Oh, what? Because Transformers 1 unfortunately did not do good in the box office? This is a stupid thing about Paramount with their merger with Skydance. And yet
and soon to be Warner Brothers.
Why do you want Warner Brothers when you know you are still cutting off workers' jobs? It is stupid. I think that these things are just dumb for what Paramount is doing from the leadership, as they've taken 3 waves of layoffs in 2024. This is just speculated about David Ellison's plans to grow Studio Empire. Yeah, right.
Yeah, David Ellison, he's like he was a big fan of Trump. Well, who knows?
WBG is planning to go on auction after receiving interest in multiple parties. It's not on sale. It's actually undoing the merger.
Well,
everyone
they already did. That was a few months ago.
By saying, "Oh, Warner Brothers is for sale." Well, guess what? It ain't.
It was for sale.
With this, I can say.
So they just bought it.
Freaking Paramount and Warner Brothers. Paramount, they should not touch Warner Brothers. Bless the WGA for planning to block them for it. But they have
they usually blocked it.
1,000 jobs, including on animation. This is a problem about what's going on with Paramount and how it is handled from Warner Bros. Discovery to be acquired. But it's not happening because it would end up to be a disaster in Hollywood. Anyway.
All right. Yeah, 1,000 layoffs. That was that's not great. Not a good sign for Paramount. But when they announced it on the... let's see. I want to look it up sometime. So...
What a stupid name. George Cheeks
George, what are you doing, George?
George, he's trying to make fun of Goofy.
Paramount, George. Oh, George.
He does a bad Goofy impression. George Cheeks. He doesn't sound like he's trying to make he's trying to make an impression of Goofy.
Okay, George, you'll be a good little monkey. Paramount has announced their new roles for their TV media networks. Combines operations of for animation, MTV, Nickelodeon, and Comedy Central. Under George, what are you doing, George?
What are you doing, George? I don't know who makes fun of George Cheeks.
All right, that's what you were doing. Oh God, but that's what they're doing for Paramount as they announce their new roles for their TV media networks. I wonder how this is gonna end up with Skydance in it. They have laid off so many workers, but let's see how this will go. Let's see how this thing will end up. Hopefully it'll change Nickelodeon for the better.
Yeah, change Nickelodeon for the better. That's what Kawhi said. Oh, and by the way, I think there's a video, speaking of that, of Paramount buying Warner Brothers. What about the future of DFC, or Discovery Family?
I have been seeing some things that it makes you want to say, what are you doing, DFC? Why are you still like this? How come you still have a thing with Hasbro shows?
Yeah, Hasbro shows back in the day when it was the Hub.
Given the fact that you only air one season out of them, that is not MLP. And also, why are you still not rebranded yet? It's been over a year.
Well, it's been it was a lackluster. The problem is they can use the old Discovery Family name back in 2014, but this was a placeholder. But what's going to happen if Paramount's going to buy Warner? Maybe what's going to happen in the future? Well, either going to shut down, or all the shows will go over to Nickelodeon or Nicktoons or something like that. Maybe if they have the Hasbro shows like Peppa Pig, which I don't normally watch Peppa Pig. We got here. Paramount owns Transformers and G.I. Joe. That's under the Hasbro banner. So what's going to happen next? Are they going to put Littlest Pet Shop or Pound Puppies 2010 or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? Or if they're going to remain on DFC, or maybe they're going to... Maybe Paramount might get those. All the Hasbro stuff might go over to Paramount. Well, I don't know.
Oh God, I swear. This is like, hey, where you at wait for? Grand Theft Auto 6 or Discovery Family rebranding as DFC? They had hints and promos of it.
Well, that's because it's still a placeholder. This logo right there, it's a placeholder.
Yet they don't have it. Where is it, DFC? Where the heck is the rebrand?
Well, that ain't gonna work. It's just still using the what is it called, the placeholder.
I can't believe
this is a placeholder.
That they have been doing this for the rebrand in over a year from its announcement, and we still haven't gotten any updates of it yet.
Well, but they still have not getting updates or anything like that. Look what happened. The viewership is just in the downward spiral. And, let's go back in the day. Remember the Hub? Yeah, the Hub. That was when it first started. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was the first show. It's become a staple now, but for like a decade, where was it? Back in 2010, ended in 2019, and as under Discovery Family, this is what they do. They already got Discovery Family. We don't see DFC as a rebrand, but it's a placeholder. It's not a rebrand. It's a placeholder.
And I see that you have been showcasing Pound Puppies and LPS, even though you only are one season out of them. Only one. Nothing else. The rest of it, I bet the money just goes to MLPFIM because you are just over obsessed with it. It's literally your drug.
Yeah, I know. That's MLPFIM. Yeah, there's a lot of places you watched. If I watched most episodes, look at this. YouTube, Tubi, anything else. That's about it. There's also international or foreign dubs of this show, of the same My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. There are internationally, they're in Spanish. I watched the Spanish dub. They look like popular in Puerto Rico, or yeah, it was dubbed in Mexico. It was so popular, including Miami, Florida, New York City, and of course Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's right, Puerto Rico. I used to live in Puerto Rico back in the 80s. There was no My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Wasn't even in back in the 80s. There was My Little Pony Generation 1. That was when I was a kid. I never saw My Little Pony the movie back when I was like, 8 years old. I did not see a movie, so I didn't have seen Top Gun. That was because there's Spanish-speaking people who live in places, Puerto Rico or East Harlem, South Bronx, Bushwick. There's even parts of New York City, including Bushwick and Brooklyn, South Bronx and East Harlem and Manhattan, El Barrio. Or there's also the French dub of, there's even a French dub of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on Saga Star's YouTube channel. That's also French. That's because they're in, it was seen in, remember back in the 2010s, they were on Yopa. That's right, Yopa. That's in Quebec. That channel is gone. I don't know why that happened back in 2024. They shut down Yopa. That was actually, they carried the French dub of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That's internationally on a French Canadian channel. Saga Star has posted all the 9 seasons of the French dub. There's also an official MLP France website. You can watch the dub of that. It's now on the site. Because for those of you who are living in Quebec, you had to check it out. The shows are on. There's no longer beyond Yopa. I don't know what's left in there. Australia. It's on ABC Entertains and ABC iView over in Australia. They're airing My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on a weekday. It used to be on a weekend. They're putting new episode. It's not a new episode. It's just some sort of a classic episode. It's like on a rerun mode or something. Yeah, you had to make your choice. Watch the show or forget Generation 5. Forget G5. That's a waste of space here.
It's literally DFC's drug. That's literally what MLPFIM is.
Of course they do. Look how many people over the years. People who become bronies, Vegas sisters, you name it. You go to brony cons and all this. Over the years, we've talked about bronies and looking back in some of their memories of watching this. There's other YouTube channels like F-. He does review or a bunch of My Little Pony stuff on there. I can't believe this. Lots of contributors, YouTubers, everything they reviewed, a lot of these were reaction videos and some stuff.
It's their drug. But with that, they just can't stop over airing this godforsaken horse show.
Yeah, horse show? You mean, there are some shows that have horses in it? Like, take Little House on the Prairie with Michael Landon, Bonanza, both star Michael Landon. Mr. Ed, remember that? The old show from the 60s? Yeah, it's a talking horse named, Mr. Ed. With his trainer Wilbur. was as Alan Young, who's later the voice of Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales. There's one horse show you cannot prefer that. It was Wildmanes. I've seen episodes of Wildmanes. I've never watched that. I haven't seen any of the episodes yet. That's like some sort of a ripoff. Yeah, that's considered as a My Little Pony ripoff. Or Spirit. Oh yes, yeah, Spirit the horse. Yeah, the horse of a Cimarron or something like this. There's a movie. There's also movies that have horses in it. National Velvet, International Velvet. Yeah, National Velvet. That was with Elizabeth Taylor. And there's also International Velvet, The Black Stallion. There's actually movies that have any horse-themed movies. There's also some movies with John Wayne in many of the westerns. Well, if you want to go watch John Wayne, that's your bet. Your best bet is to watch any of the horse movies or horse shows or any of the horse movies that star John Wayne. Okay, it's your best hope. It's rather than watching this or so. Well, you get the idea.
And with that, I can see about DFC itself being like this until, oh gosh, please happen in 2026. I can't take this anymore. Are you gonna rebrand or not? Pick a lane, DFC. Pick a lane.
Pick a lane? I don't know. Well, if that doesn't work out, well, just leave it be. Just leave it as a placeholder for now.
All I'm saying is that Discovery Family is a channel that is just making me concerned if it will actually do the rebrand. And with this, they have done nothing but just do these promos for the new logo, and they don't do the screen bug or add things. But give it time. Give it time. Maybe DFC will finally happen on New Year's.
Well, that doesn't happen. I don't know what is going on with DFC these days. It's just what, like I said, I don't watch this channel because back in the days back in the very beginning was the Hub. Go back to the Hub in the era between the 2010 through 2014 era. The Hub had My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Pound Puppies, Strawberry Shortcake, Berry Bitty Adventures. There's a lot of content in there. There's a lot of shows in there. Plus, there's also some other shows that we know back in the days when the Hub first started. There were game shows back then where Family Game Night, Game of Life, Scrabble Showdown, and so many other game shows. That did actually until, all the game shows were gone from that channel. Probably they focus on more family-friendly programming. Yeah, there's just cartoons in there. They throw some other cartoons there. Then they throw some like cooking show like Cake Boss. I don't normally watch stuff like that anymore. Back in the day, they used to air, when the Hub was still existed, they used to air Batman, the animated series, Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs, where is it? Batman, the original 1966 Batman TV series. There's also some primetime sitcom shows like Family Ties, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Yeah, Alf, Fraggle Rock. Those are just shows that become the Hub back in between the first 4 years of the Hub from 2010 to 2014. Those were some memories of the Hub.
Let's hope. Because they've been overusing those same freaking brandings and the same freaking bumpers.
Yeah, they use bumpers since back in the existence of the rebrand of Discovery Family, DFC, back in 2014. They just update some of those. They got rid of those game shows. They got rid of Family Game Night and a bunch of other Hub stuff. But they let alone with one of the few remaining shows. Yeah, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Pound Puppies and Lowe's Pet Shop were a few remaining programs that were part of the staple of when it was first started on the Hub. And to my knowledge, though, who cares if it's because nobody's watching this channel anymore. He had to focus on YouTube. They're trying to compete with YouTube and some other streaming platforms.
It's getting annoying. I just want them to rebrand. Just once. Just so that we can all live in peace now. Anyway, guys.
I don't know what is going on with that these days. I don't really know. I would really know what is going on with that. I know this goes on for 50 minutes. Yeah, I know it's been there for like so long. I think this is a good idea. It's been going on for how long is this? 50 minutes in there in the video. I've got to say this. This goes back to December. I know it's ad.
It's always about being.
It's ad.
And Kaiser put.
All right. Wow. What a rush. But it turns out that Netflix has won the bidding war to purchase WBD.
Yeah, that goes back to December the 4th. And yeah, Netflix already won the buy. Yeah, it just almost won, but not, or whatever, to buy Warner.
They're now entering exclusive deal talks with Netflix offering $30 a share and a $5 billion breakup fee. The sale is not yet finalized, so they could also interfere due to antitrust concerns. But my freaking goodness, this is a special thing to see. Thank God it's not Paramount. I am so happy. I am so freaking happy that Netflix won the bid for WB itself. And they don't want Warner Bros. Discovery as its entirety, unlike Paramount being unfortunately greedy. They only want the studio. And even so,
well, that didn't
they
work.
were even allowed to let their movies be in theatrical theaters. So,
well, that didn't work.
This is actually a pretty special one to see. Now, I just hope it doesn't result on purges, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, the Discovery part is going to focus on the channels when it gets spinned off. But this is actually what is going on from Netflix itself. There's likely going to be some special changes about why they decided to purchase it. They're buying it out, not really merging it. So that is also a plus. And also, you finally get the fact that Cartoon Network shows can be on Netflix again. So that is also a big special plus.
Well, that did not. Yeah, they were about to Netflix was planning to do all the Cartoon Network shows, but that did not happen.
So they had Cartoon Network shows on Netflix before, but they're currently on Hulu. So their chances are
Disney
they'll
Plus.
likely be on Netflix and maybe Hulu, unless they suddenly lose the rights of the Cartoon Network shows, which would be unfortunate. But still, this is really shocking news that Netflix has won the bidding war to purchase WB itself.
But that did not work until this happened.
Seriously, Paramount, what were you thinking when you decided to do this? As they launch a campaign website of building a stronger Hollywood.
Yeah, that's what the website was saying. They were trying to launch on the what the site was called, Paramount Building a Stronger Hollywood, following the news of their $108 billion takeover bid.
Building a stronger Hollywood. No, this would have been a disaster.
Well,
this would have
they
been
tried.
more like
they did
destroying a Hollywood. So
it's a stronger Hollywood.
What they decided to do from this takeover bid for Warner Bros. Discovery, as they have this special news on it, and it just makes me realize, Paramount, you need to stop doing this because, for the love of goodness, you are jealous because of Netflix winning.
Yeah, I know. They won. Yeah, Netflix won, but then it never worked.
Warner Bros. Itself. this has gone long enough, and it has gotten to the point that you just could not give up from this. It is getting so freaking tedious about you doing this from freaking Warburg Discovery on your campaign website, which I bet is gonna fail anyway. No one wanted this. No one wants to have this to happen.
All right. But, so, who knows what they're going to do first? So, I think it's from the buyout. Well,
oh my goodness. So, this is what they might as well do this from this thing's on that announcement when they decided to split up the entire company themselves. So, with that, it is possible that Discovery Global might split up by the time the actual winner is picked, depending on how many months will take.
Either what was
Very
Netflix
likely,
or
it's going to be Netflix.
Or it might be Paramount.
Paramount is not winning at all. They
I
tried
won.
And they
Paramount
failed,
win.
and they're never going to win. So the most obvious thing is that Netflix is going to be the one that's
Netflix,
going to win.
you lose, pal.
And I think this is going to be a really good positive thing about this.
Boo, Netflix.
Is that they
you
are
lose.
going to sell off. They're going to split off Discovery, and their channels will no longer be controlled Warner Bros. Themselves. So that means that the thing that will happen is that they will focus on the studios, and we'll see about which company will get the studios, not the channels, because the channels are going to move on to Discovery. And we got
all the channels that go to Discovery. All right, another ad. Okay.
As it seems, the bidding war for Warner Bros. Discovery is expected to last 5 to 6 months after their hostile takeover bid for Paramount.
Well,
but like
that's
I
because
said,
October. It started in October.
They're expected to stick with Netflix, prompting Paramount to consider legal action, a tender offer, or raising its bid. Which I bet they will not do that because Paramount doesn't have enough money. So
well, they already got
under
$108 billion.
Themselves because they don't need it.
But $62 billion for Netflix.
So what is?
But Paramount was the higher bid, the higher ups.
For them to just do that bid itself, as it gets so tedious. But alas, it's gonna keep on focusing on Netflix, and that is the more obvious.
That's not gonna happen.
And of course, they're gonna have their split
Netflix,
the Warner Brothers channels to be with Discovery themselves.
And what is going on there? All right, we've gone on for like almost an hour. Yeah, we're almost to an hour now, but let me see if I try to get this thing going.
You know what? I do not know why it is called the New Looney Tunes.
All right.
Yeah, this isn't surprising at all. This isn't surprising to see about what WB is doing. They literally just rejected their hostile bid. Probably their last bid. They're planning to reject it. And, their board just views its $83 billion deal on Netflix, and, I can easily see why.
$83 billion deal with Netflix.
And it has a better value, better greater certainty, and stronger returns for shareholders. So, Paramount, you lost again, and no one is surprised.
Well, I win.
This entire idea
I win.
Paramount won Warner Bros. Discovery is stupid.
Because I already won.
And with that,
they already win.
I guess it's safe to say that
Netflix is the losers.
Keep on focusing on Netflix itself.
Well, you gotta, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So that's what they have done from this last month for Stars.
Well,
Of all the companies, they have done this. Stars, the ones behind Damn Versus and Wow Wow Wubsy.
yeah, Dan Versus was on the
I
hub.
believe that they would do this for $25 million last month, alongside a bid for 20% of their studio and streaming businesses. But they passed on their bid. Alright. In favor of Netflix. And you know what? That's good. I think that they should stick to Netflix, because
But
Netflix having like Warbur's content is actually a good idea for them to do this. So, yeah, Stars tried, but they did not go forward on it.
And let's see. I think we're going to go to another video that I know I was trying to pick another Kawaiimation video. And it's an ad again. All right, we're under an hour now.
So, David Ellison has been planning to buy Warner Bros. For more than a year, but he has been able to close the deal.
Well,
that is quite a very
as of now,
crazy thing about what is going on for David Ellison. He just wanted Warner Bros. Discovery a lot, but the advisors say they don't want to sell to them. Yeah, and I can easily see why. Because even Warner Bros. Has common sense about why they just decided not to be with Paramount. Because it would have been a disaster. Plus, they already have a merger. That is the Skydance one. And it saved Paramount from bankruptcy. So why do they want to do this again? If they did this to Warner Bros., they would go back to the way they started, ending up to be in trouble. And they don't have as much money as the other companies like Comcast or Netflix. But with that, David Ellison just doing this as he wanted to buy Warner Bros. For over a year is just crazy. And I don't think this would have worked anyway.
All right. And here's another thing I got to do, is just looking up on the thing. Caillou's Holiday Movie, Me TV Tunes, and let's see. Check pass. And let's see. Let's do another video.
By the surprise of absolutely no one, Paramount is rejected by Warner Brothers yet again. You know, I lost count. How many times did they reject their bid? Like 6? 7? All I can say is that who is even surprised? Like, Paramount's never gonna get Warner Brothers. Never, ever, ever. They're going with Netflix, and that's final.
But nope.
So, I don't get why Paramount is just begging for WB to be with them. And that is just going to be a problem, because that would be a merger. Netflix, it's just going to be a buyout. And even then, they are not going to have the cable channels. So they have less. They want less than what Paramount wants. And Paramount wants all of it. They want the channels. They want the studios. They want it all. But with that, it's easily safe to say that Warner Bros. Discovery has rejected Paramount once again from here. Yeah, it is not a surprise to see about this one.
I know. We all understand. Understand. I know we talked about Netflix versus Paramount situation to buy the Warner company. Well, if it was there,
The next generation
I don't know.
of
Yeah,
determination.
wait. There's an ad coming up.
Reimagined
We're gonna
for
just
precision.
watch this. Wait till you see this.
You know what? That's still better than what Paramount is gonna do for Warner Brothers Discovery anyway. When they acquire the studio of Warner Bros. Films, they are gonna reportedly have a 17-day theatrical window.
Oh, 17-day theatrical window. That's not gonna
You
happen.
know what? I don't mind it. This
Boo.
is reportedly, so I don't think it's really confirmed yet. But for what it is, I can say that this is... It's fine. It's fine.
Well, it's not fine.
But that's what Netflix is likely going to do to Warner Brothers movies, if that is possible, from here.
And let's see what else they got here for the next. Oh boy. Oh, now we're just scroll. Yeah, I gotta keep scrolling around. I bet this is not enough time to do a little bit of all the stuff has been going on, and I just want to say it's been on we've been going this for an hour, you know. Oh, and then this one I'm just talking about the 16-day theatrical window. We're going back to the DFC thing. But you can't see the water.
It's the new year, and I completely forgot about it. You can really tell that they are never going to rebrand DFC, are they? Are they ever going to do it? It's the new year, and they decided to just keep on having the old logo, which is just pathetic.
Well, don't worry, guys. We still have the old one left. You know, guess look what happened. Paramount bought Warner. No sign of what they're gonna shut down Discovery Family. If all the shows would go over to either Nickelodeon or maybe Cake Boss might go over to Food Network at some point. If they're gonna just do something, well, who knows?
I cannot believe that DFC is still on the old logo. Oh, it never ends. It never ends on DFC. You can really tell that this is easily just a problem about DFC, about how they have done from here. But alas, that's what they have done. Still the old logo, passing through 2026, and thus it is still here with the freaking rebrand still being shown on promos.
All right. Well, don't worry, guys. Don't give up on the ship, folks.
Even its $30 share all cash bid has been rejected. This is hilarious. Just give up, Paramount. But I really hope they do, because with all this is just getting way too much on how Warner Bros. Discovery is doing this, as they rejected them. Again, this is their upteenth time doing so. Just, at this point, Paramount might as well just give up, because this is just getting so freaking ridiculous on what Paramount decided to do from the whole bids on Warner Bros. Discovery. So, yeah, they've been rejected yet again. Not surprised at the slightest.
All right, the Domino's ad. I don't want the Domino's ad. I want to see this.
I'm sorry, but no. Just no. Seriously, you have been rejected 8 consecutive times in a row, Paramount, and they still insist that the Warner Bros. Discovery bid is more valuable than Netflix's cash bid. I'm sorry, but this is a very stupid idea for what WB decided to... Well, not WB, but Paramount said for the whole bidding thing. They just can't stop focusing on WB way too freaking much, because that merger would have ended up to be a disaster, and it would have ended up for the company to be in a lot of debt. Still, this is a very stupid idea that they think this is a good idea for what they think about WBD. Paramount, you are a dunce. And you know what? That picture really explains it all. They are a freaking dunce. So, Paramount, you kind of suck at this, and you're never going to get WB because they're always going to say no. Anyway, guys. Oh, my goodness. Paramount.
Oh yeah, and this is from January the 12th when Paramount got sued, filing a lawsuit against Warner Discovery to seek a basic information to enable their shareholders to make informed decisions whether or not to tender their shares. Yeah, Ellison says that he's in. Trump's friend David Ellison says he also intends to nominate the state of directors for election at the Warner Discovery annual meeting to solid against Netflix approval bid.
Yeah, they're going even lower to file lawsuits against Warner Bros. To seek basic information to enable their shareholders to make an informed decision whether or not they're tender their shares.
Yeah, I'm under an hour here. This is gonna be a longer video. I'm gonna be watching Kawaiimation versus the Warner Paramount thing, the thing. So
he intends to nominate the slate directors for election at the Warner Bros. Discovery annual meeting to solicit against Netflix's approved bid. Seriously, Paramount? Seriously? Why are you doing this? Why are you freaking doing this? This is getting way too far, and you are getting so freaking annoying over the bid. And now you're filing a lawsuit against WB? You need to stop this. This is getting so freaking annoying, and you keep doing this over and over again.
I know. This is just his rant right now because of what was going on with Warner, and the whole company was trying to get to buy Paramount or Netflix or whatever it is.
They don't want you. Move on, Paramount. Seriously, this is not good to be done from you. So this is what it's explaining about Netflix, as it's providing its Warner Bros. Discovery bid to discussing and making an all-cash offer for the company's studio and streaming businesses. And you know what? I can see that working on Netflix. This is actually a pretty good idea about what's going on from Warner Bros. Itself, because Netflix, they didn't want the channels. They only want the studios. And the studios mean that they would have access to the libraries of Warner Bros. Themselves, including Cartoon Network. So with that, I can really say Netflix is probably going to do a very interesting job about this. I can say that Netflix might treat Warner Bros. Pretty well compared to Paramount, which Paramount has been wanting Warner Bros. Discovery, even though they're likely not getting it from its own point. But still, I can really tell Netflix might do a pretty unique job about what they're going to have with Warner Bros. Discovery when they finalize the bid. I mean, Warner Bros., not Warner Bros. Discovery. If it's Warner Bros. Discovery, then they could have gone to channels too. But they don't want the channels. They only want the studios. And the channels are going to move on to Discovery as the split. So that is what's going on for Warner Bros. Itself, as this is quite a very unique surprise. It really goes to show about what they have done from here, as Paramount lost again, as the Delaware judge dismissed Paramount's motion to expedite a lawsuit against Warner Bros. Discovery regarding the Netflix deal. So that is what it is. Today's lawsuit by Paramount Skydance was yet another unserious attempt to distract, and the judge saw right through it. I am not surprised.
That's because a Delaware judge dismissed Paramount's motion lawsuit against regarding the lawsuit on the WBD regarding Netflix deal. It's like the spokesperson said that today's lawsuit by Paramount was yet another unserious attempt to distract the judge saw right through it.
And yet Bill said that, oh, they just sued them. And they decided to dismiss that. So that lawsuit was all for nothing. And this was just pathetic on what they have done from here. I just gotta say that Paramount, yeah, they're done. They are an absolute idiot with this on the CEOs themselves. They're never gonna get Warner Brothers. Anyway,
our teachers are very
Okay, there's an ad once again. The ad. Hold on.
Now that is great news about what Netflix is going to do for theatrical content. So with that, it is easily said there that Ted Sarandos agrees upon keeping a 45-day window when they buy Warner Brothers. And you know what? Netflix is doing a pretty interesting job on it. I can really tell that.
Yeah, boo. Boo-hoo.
Likely going to have this special things, as they are going to say. If we're going to be in the theatrical business, and we're competitive people, we want to win. Though, I think that they should extend the days to like 90, 3 months. That can work better from here. But if that's what Netflix wants to do for Warner Bros., I think that can be a very good idea. And I want to win opening weekend. I want to win box office. So that is what's being said right there from Ted Sarandos himself. How many of you bet that this is going to end up in disaster with Paramount? I just can't believe that the non-corporate
Yes, it's with the stupid Ellison.
Game is to meet
We'll call him
with
stupid
political
Ellison for
leaders and entertainment
nothing.
figures across Europe. And this is not going to work out. I'm sorry, Paramount, but you just can't stop from this. It's getting so tiring that you keep on doing this from Warner Bros. Itself, and they clearly don't want you. The reason is they are going with Netflix and Netflix only. They are not going with you, Paramount. They're seriously not going to go on your side. Because you can't stop from this, and you really want them to rally support, even though I think this is not going to end well for you, Paramount. Especially that, this is quite a crazy thing about it, but you have a very poor record in high depth on this own thing. I don't think you can afford Warner Bros. Discovery from its own cases. So with that, this is not going to work out from here.
And what about well, we don't have much time. I'm in close to 80 minutes remaining. We're not gonna have much time to do a video on this because this is going on for so long. And guess what? This is another video.
Looking at that, Warner Brothers has said that 93% of shareholders have rejected Paramount's inferior scheme in favor of Netflix's $83 billion deal. So that is actually quite impressive that they have done this. But they continue to make the same offer to buyers repeatedly and unanimously rejected in favor of a superior merger agreement with Netflix. And of course, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that they have been rejected again for this, and who was even surprised at this point, because Netflix is literally their continuation for what they decide to end up on compared to Paramount. And Paramount, yeah, I knew they were going to lose again for this.
Okay, there's an ad again. Yeah, I know. This is good. this is going on for so long.
So basically, that was said there about what it has happened from David Ellison. It's pushing to buy Warner Brothers, and they were giving me a scale for this library and streaming operations. Without WB faces cube building effort with uncertain prospects. Stupid. Yeah, I know. He is stupid. But still, I can really tell that this is just really unexpected for what Ellison wants to do. He bought Paramount because it was a failing company, but with that, he decided to reinvigorate the business. Still, this just really doesn't work out for Warner Brothers itself. But they want all of it. They just don't want the streaming and studios. They want all of it.
Oh, and as you can read by the story, that Bloomberg explains why Ellison keeps pushing to buy Warner. Ellison bought Paramount knowing it was a failing company, or he has a plan to reinvigorate the businesses, while WB give him an immediately scale in his library and streaming operations. Without WB, he faced a year-long queue-building effort with uncertain prospects.
Just want everything about it, and I just think that this is just unfair, and they're easily gonna lose time and time and time again.
And let's take a look at the other videos I was talking about. I want to keep said this about Ted Sarandos saying about HBO Max. I'm just trying to focusing on the Paramount situation. This is what happens.
Paramount, I have been asking you, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep making this company worse as you really want Warner Brothers? All this time, they don't want you. Seriously, they're moving on to Netflix. So why are you doing these more incentives to convince Warner Bros. Shareholders to let them buy the studio? Because that would be a disaster. So would they give the shareholders $650 million per quarter if the takeover isn't done by the end of 2026, and they'll pay the $2.8 billion termination fee on Netflix's deal? They just really need to stop doing this. I'm getting sick and tired of this.
I don't know.
Just like
this is all drama.
Unnecessary drama that just happens over and over and over again.
Yeah, it happened in the past few months.
It just tires me a lot to see why Paramount is doing this from these things on Warner Bros. Shareholders. They need to let it go already.
Yeah, this is what we call it. Kawaiimation versus Warner, Paramount versus Warner Netflix. I'm just doing commentaries right now. Okay, we'll just call the video Kawaiimation versus the Paramount Warner merger. So, I think this is what we're talking about. Something of what was going on here. Okay.
So, should you panic on this? Not really.
It says Warner Brothers Discovery is considering reviving sale talks with Paramount Skydance after a minute offer. Bloomberg reports.
But for what is going on here, yes, this is actually what's going on. Warner Brothers Discovery is considering reviving sale talks with Paramount Skydance after a new amended offer. And they are easily going to say no.
Well, if they say yes.
It's not going to be surprising. I don't think they're going to merge.
Well, yes, they did. It did merge.
All this, Paramount just doesn't want.
This is what happened in the news a few days ago.
They need to give up one day or another, but they just can't. They just keep begging and begging and begging until they just want them to be noticed. And they did another offer again. How many times have they done this? It has been on counting. I have lost count from this. but still, I can really tell that this entirety of Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount is just getting so tiring that they just could not quit. It's like they said, fine, we'll look at your offer, and then they decided to check things out to surviving the sale thing, but they're gonna say no. They're gonna
say yes.
Is that even an update to think about? They are just easily going to say no. Anyway, Ted Sarandos has a point about what's going on from Paramount Skydance.
Yeah, I know. Ted Sarandos, he was the guy who runs Netflix. He has to say about that to slam Paramount for flooding the zone with misinformation to destabilize the Netflix merger or Warner merger or something, giving them 7 days to put the money where the mouth is.
Seriously, why do they keep doing this? They're flooding the zone with misinformation to destabilize the Netflix and Warner Bros. Buyout. Buyout. It's not a merger.
It's not a buyout. It's a merger. People call it a merger.
It's a buyout.
Well, he says it's a buyout.
They are going to buy
a lot of people call it the merger.
And this is not all of Warner Bros. I keep in mind, they're going to split the channels. So,
well,
this is misinformation that it is a merger. It's not. It's a buyout. Big difference. But give them 7 days to put their money where their mouth is. And I can easily see why about what's going on from Ted Sarandos, from Paramount Skydance, from the whole Warner Bros. Buyout here. Because I gotta say, Ted did a W to say this on what's going on from the whole Warner Brothers thing, and Paramount just can't stop with their misinformation.
Well,
doing these unnecessary bids and doing
what do they call this? Unnecessary bids.
Just for them to just say, all right, shut up, Paramount.
You gotta relax.
And then they're gonna do it, but they're gonna say no anyway. I'm calling it. They're not going with Paramount.
Come on.
Besides,
I just want to tell
Paramount, you already have a merger. You already have Skydance. So I wish you would stop being greedy over stuff like this. Anyway, guys.
Yeah, because what I think, whatever you told me in the comments when they told you. Remember, I always when I left in the comment saying Paramount will win, and I know they won.
Oh, Paramount, you are just delusional. As they have chosen to avoid making the customary under the Netflix merger agreement.
Yeah, I know. I always want to enjoy Kawaii's rant on the Paramount buying Warner Brothers thing. So I'm trying to keep this going.
It's not a merger. It's a buyout. Stop calling it a merger. Seriously,
people call it the merger.
It has more money than you, Paramount. A lot more money than you.
There's actually $118 billion in there. You only got like $108 billion. So what they're going to do is going to raise the money to like $118 billion or $111 billion. Who knows?
They decide to say they're superior. For sure, all cash offer could be reasonably expected to result from a superior proposal. Yeah, right.
All cash offer, superior proposal?
You're never getting WB. They're never going to accept you. Simple as done. My freaking goodness, I really wish you would stop talking about Warner Bros. Itself, because you can't stop with this annoying agreement. You want WB. It's not happening. Move on already. Seriously, Paramount. This entirety of the bidding war has gotten ridiculous, and you're the problem because of it. Because of David Ellison. Anyway,
yeah. This is why I always enjoyed, because we're 90 minutes in the video. Okay. I just want to tell you. I see what Ted Sarandos is doing here.
as I must say that the potential release strategy if they acquire Warner Brothers, very interesting about what's going on from Warner Brothers itself.
45-day
If they
theatrical
actually
window.
acquire it, which is
Digital
very
release
likely
and later debut on
for
HBO Max.
45-day theatrical window, then a digital release and later debut on HBO Max. So, this can be the possible thing about what's going on from Ted Sarandos itself. But yeah, I gotta say that this might be a very special thing that could happen about what Ted Sarandos is doing for Warner Bros. Itself. I wish him best of luck if he gets Warner Brothers. Unlike Paramount, which could not stop wanting Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Netflix, you're the loser.
Even though they never will get it. And honestly, maybe it would be best if they actually want a company to be bought. They should just go to Comcast. Oh my god. Paramount.
Yeah, 4 times.
They did this. They reportedly cleared U.S. Department of Justice review to acquire Warner Bros. Discovery, which is not going to happen.
Well, they did. Look at it. It says without a finalized agreement. You know, they did.
Seriously? Even without a finalized agreement. They just can't seem to quit, can't they? Because of this whole thing on the barriers preventing their proposed deal from moving forward.
Yeah, it's like when MC Hammer used to say, too legit to quit.
Paramount, can't you understand? They don't want you. They want Netflix. Netflix won the bid fair and square.
But you don't. It's a loser. Netflix is the loser. Paramount is the winner. Was the winner.
Do you really want your company to suffer from so many problems that you have already done purging and canceling projects in favor of the Skydance merger? If you do this to Warner Bros. Discovery, there's going to be more purges, more layoffs, and more shutdowns, and more canceled projects.
Or it might be soon to be DFC is going to shut down eventually in the future, maybe anytime soon. Then maybe all the shows might go to either Nickelodeon or something. Well, I don't think it's going to happen just yet.
We don't want to see that happening.
Not anytime soon.
This needs to stop. I do not want this to happen on you, Paramount. You need to rethink about this. This is not a good idea for this to have Warner Bros. Discovery, because this is getting ridiculous. Credit goes to Spongy Updates on it, but yep, this is what's going on from here.
Yeah, and this is also from, last week. Yeah, last week, by the way, Spongy Updates has posted a video, a thing on X regarding this.
As this week approaches, it should be a very interesting one for Warner Bros. And whether, oh god, Paramount's freaking Paramount, of freaking course. But this is their last bid. Hopefully all of this will be over. Oh my goodness. So much that it's their last time for them to raise a bid. And I don't think Paramount would ever afford it anyway. They can't afford WB. They really can't.
But they will.
Not even to merge.
But they would.
I don't think this is a good idea for them to merge with Warner Bros. Discovery, because it will result in more purges, more write-offs, more cancellations, more shutdowns, yada, yada, yada. Already, Paramount has been struggling with a lot of layoffs. So many layoffs. And you think this is a good idea for them to go with Warner Brothers? No. I don't think this is going to happen. Whatever it is, I hope that bid actually freaking loses if they actually do it. Because it's likely going to happen tomorrow. And there's probably more interference with the government now. They're not telling who will get it. Oh my god, Paramount's just so selfish. David Ellison, you seriously need to chill out, man. You seriously need...
You know, Dan Ellison ain't gonna chill out. He's gonna buy whatever he wants to buy, Warner Brothers, and that's it.
Chill out. But yeah,
He would
this
buy
is what's
one,
going
and that's
on
it.
for WB, Netflix, and Paramount. I think the best option, seriously, Warner Bros., just go with Netflix. You don't
No, it ain't.
need Paramount.
Yes, I
And
am.
Paramount doesn't need WB. This is gonna be a long day, everyone. Oh my god. Oh, freaking boy. Just make sure that Paramount doesn't win this. And
Yeah, I know. I left in the comment saying if my Paramount will win. Yeah, I left in the comment saying Paramount will win to buy Warner Bros. Instead of Netflix.
oh boy.
I got one more in me.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
So,
Plastering a baseball player.
Paramount has submitted a whopping 10th bid for Warner Brothers.
10
Would
bid?
improve $30 a share, beating the deadline. You think they're gonna do this? Huh?
He did one
Because
last
this is
bid
their
for
last
$30 a
bid.
share.
Their last bid. Last one. After this, there will be no more bids. After all of that drama.
Wow.
After all of that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's actually the one last bid. This is the whole thing. When it comes to these, it's been there for like maybe a few months now. It's been starting to sell off their bidding. The bidding was started like back in October, late October. And then we're going on for like November and December, and then right until late February. Might happen.
Unnecessary stress. I don't think it's gonna work for Paramount. They need to let it go and let it go to Netflix.
No.
But I'm not sure if that bid's gonna work. From that $30 a share thing. Yeah, right. With this, I don't think this would work for WB itself. Because they are begging for Warner Brothers to be wanted. But alas, I don't think this is going to happen this time, David Nelson. It didn't happen many times, and I don't think it's going to happen this time. Anyway, guys.
And then around a few days ago, this happened.
You can really tell why they are shocked on what is going on for WB. Opening the door to Paramount's increased offer by $1.
$1.
It's just $1. So
It's $31 per share.
I think it's best to say about this, as I gotta be clear here. WB, you need to fight it off. You need to fight it off from what is going on from Paramount. $1 more isn't worth it compared to Netflix's deal. And Netflix's deal shows that it can do a really good job of what's going to happen for Warner Bros. Discovery. I mean, just Warner Bros.
Yeah, this is going to be like a do or die, or maybe a sudden death. That either it's going to be Netflix or Paramount to buy Warner. And that's like the one thing. It looks like this post from a Looney Tunes show episode.
Compared to Netflix's deal.
I'm not.
And Netflix's deal shows that it can do
Porky,
a really good
Bugs
job
Bunny,
of
and
what's
Daffy.
going to
Those are my
happen
favorites.
for Warner Bros. Discovery. I mean, just Warner Bros. Because Discovery, they're going to split with the channels. And so the channels are going to be split off from that. So with this, I can really tell that this thing going on from WBD is going to be something that needs to be said. Warner Bros. Might as well should just move on to Netflix. They would likely easily say no to Paramount. So I can really see about what's going to happen from that. It can reunite the bidding war in Netflix. I can just tell that Warner Bros. Is going to easily say no to Paramount, which might as well be said here. Anyway, guys, this Paramount Skydance has reported it.
Oh yeah, and this is another video from right before the winner takes place to buy Warner. This will go back to February 26th. This happened.
Paramount Skydance has reported a net loss of $573 million on its earnings.
Yeah, they lost. The company lost $573 million in its Q4 earnings. That was a couple of days ago.
That's what you get. That's what you freaking get, Paramount. That's what you get for wanting Warner Bros. Discovery a lot. Because you have been pursuing that higher bid, which it's just $1 more on that raise. So it's not worth it. Compared to Netflix's, which is, honestly, I'll take that over Paramount's. But I won't be surprised if Paramount suddenly decides to, I don't know, file for bankruptcy. Can be a possibility.
But it ain't bankruptcy.
What David Ellison is doing, it's not a good one to see about what's going to happen with Paramount itself. It's likely a problem for them to do this, as, yeah, this is easily going to end up horribly. So they are not likely going to go to end up getting Warner Bros. If they keep losing more money. Anyway,
And then sometime later, this happened.
No. Warner Brothers, you need to fight it off. Seriously. Why? Why do you consider this superior to its current deal with Netflix?
Well, why do they call it superior? Yeah, Mother Superior jumped the gun. As in John Lennon of the Beatles song, "Happiness is a Warm Gun" from the White Album.
I think I'll take Netflix over what's going on from Paramount, because this has gotten so freaking tiring here. So much to the point that they think that it is considered superior to it, as Netflix has given 4 days to submit a new bid. Hopefully they will do one, because for what Paramount is doing, it is getting exhausting. And I do not want the company to go bankrupt. I think that Paramount might as well go bankrupt, but I don't want them to go with Warner Bros. To die off quickly. This is a terrible idea. And like I said before, Paramount has less money than Netflix does. This is easily a disaster waiting to happen if this is actually confirmed. I really hope that Netflix does a new bid, because this can't be right. I'm getting sick and tired of what is going on with Paramount, because this is not going right at all.
And then after that, this happened. Oh my gosh, it's an ad. It's an ad. It's an ad.
I am very disappointed on life, man. This is just tragic. This is just horrible.
Wah, wah. Netflix declined to raise offer for Warner.
Netflix has declined to raise its offer for Warner Bros. As they received an earlier notice that they want to thank David Zaslav and Yars for running a fair, rigorous process. They believe that would have been strong for the iconic brands. It would have strengthened the entertainment industry for more production jobs in the U.S. But it was always nice to have it at the right price, not a must-have at any price. Their business is surprisingly healthy, apparently.
Yeah, business as usual.
Strong and growing organically, powered by their state-of-the-art best-in-class streaming service. But they'll invest in approximately $20 billion in quality films and series that will expand their entertaining offering. Oh my god. I am very disappointed at Hollywood right now, because I cannot believe this. Could there be a possibility that Netflix could still go, that Warner Bros. Could still go with Netflix? I don't know anymore. All of this drama for months was all for nothing but a gigantic disaster. This is going to be the death
of Hollywood if the merger is completed. I guess there is hope, after all. Oh, we're all right now for what's going on from Paramount over this.
It's
But
happened.
Chuck and they're far from celebratory from the latest Hollywood mega merger.
Yeah, but they did. I left a comment. Paramount won. They buy Warner instead of Netflix. That's it. It's done.
It's not a done deal, as they told out this evening after Netflix dropped out its bidding for WWE studio and streaming assets. So there is still hope that they could see legal action if the deal doesn't pass muster. As it not only has historical importance to the site, it's a critical sector that buoys the state's economy of California and touches the lives of Americans daily. And California is taking a very close look. So, what was true is still true now for Paramount, but merger this must be subject for the highest levels of scrutiny. Very well said here as about what's going on from Paramount and Warner Bros. Discovery. For this, I gotta tell you guys that there might be still hope here. There might be still hope from here, and hopefully it'll make sure that California can strike against from Paramount and WB's planned merger because of them winning the bid. But we just gotta wait and see about what's gonna happen here. But it's like they said, it's not a done deal from what's going on from David Ellison on the company itself. So this is what David Zaslav says about what's going to happen from Paramount's acquisition.
Ugh, this sucks. This sucks. Oh gosh.
That unfortunate merger happening. You're excited about the potential of a big combined Paramount, Sky, and CN where there's Discovery. And can't wait to get started and telling the stories of the world. I'm sorry, but this just is nuts. I don't think this is a good idea, David. Because combining them together, it just seems like a disaster waiting to happen. With all this stuff, and before you say, ooh, crossovers, we can have Nickelodeon Cartoon Network crossovers. That's just a poor excuse, man.
You mean the Looney Tunes, Terry Tunes crossovers, or Popeye crossovers, or whatever?
Feels very off. And that, they would say that'll have tremendous value for shareholders. Whoop-de-doo-dah.
Or a zippity-doo-dah.
This is going to be a whoop-de disaster. I just can't believe it. This just feels unright. I just don't like it. I just don't like the fact that this is happening on Paramount and Warner Bros. To do this.
And one last thing to take notice. But to add, once again, the ad.
I think it's about time we have to say this. In order for this merger to never happen on the acquisition, we need to take action.
Yeah, it says Paramount has already paid Netflix $2.8 billion to terminate its agreement with Warner Brothers Discovery. An official announcement from Paramount's acquisition of Warner is expected later today.
We need to make sure that this merger does not happen, so that Hollywood would be saved. Seriously, we all need to make sure that there will be a special future going ahead of us, as we do not want to see Warner Bros. Suffer from this. We want to see about what is going on from here, as we need to show how much they should never merge. And we can hope that there is still hope in this. We are the ones that are in need to stop this merger from happening. The entirety of this Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, all of that, it is needed to be saved. And this is what we need to do. We need to take action in a basic ones too, because this cannot happen at all. Oh no. No, 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 no. It could result in a superior offer compared to its current deal with Netflix. Why though? Come on, Burst. Fight it out. Fight it out. You don't need Paramount.
Well, we already
You
did.
shouldn't do this. This is.
They already did this.
I am doing a special hashtag about this, about what is going on from Paramount signing a deal with Warner Bros. Discovery. They are, how should I say this politely? Their Paramount is focused on the T word.
Focusing on Trump.
The political T. The annoying orange.
You mean Trump? Yeah, you know, Trump, the guy from The Apprentice, or as a president, or anything else. The Trump Tower.
So we need to show that Paramount should never go with Warner Bros. Discovery, because this is not a good idea. This can't go long enough here. For what we need to do, like I said on my other video, we need to take action, because this cannot happen whatsoever from here, because Paramount and Warner Bros. Combining together would be a disaster in Hollywood history. Oh no. No, 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 no. It could result in a superior offer compared to its current deal with Netflix.
Yeah, we know, we talked about it.
Why though? Come on, Burst. Fight it out. Fight it out.
All right.
You don't need
Time.
Paramount.
It's almost close to 2 hours
You
already.
shouldn't do this.
This is too long.
This is gonna be a disaster if you say yes, because this
I know.
will result on
Everybody
a lot
said
of
yes.
problems. As they have now proposed for acquiring the studio, that's $31 per share. Seriously, I don't want this. We all don't want this. This needs to stop immediately. I do not want them to go together like this. It will result
they already
on
did.
a lot of problems for the company. Seriously, this is a big disaster waiting to happen if this would actually be confirmed. Just go with Netflix, Warner Bros.
No.
This isn't needed. You need to move on from Paramount. Please, I am begging you.
We're not begging, everybody. We won. And I won. Paramount wins. Okay, that was it. That's the whole story on Kawaiimation versus the Paramount Warner Netflix drama. And that's actually the story behind that for this video, because now Paramount has won the battle to buy Warner Bros. And that's it. Well, we've had enough of these. I've watched videos ever since. So we're gonna go move on to this thing, because that's enough of this. We know we've been rambling for about close to 2 hours now. We're getting into the new stuff, to Tubi, which I think Tubi actually has a new stuff we got here. We have new arrivals on Tubi, and this is what we got. Some new arrivals. I'm talking about the Tubi originals, or what about? Yeah, there's already a leaving soon section, but what about those new arrivals? And here's in the recently added section on Tubi, we've got, oh yes, we got everything. We got Justice League, Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd and Eddy, all the Cartoon Network stuff. They're on from after they left HBO Max last year. They moved everything to Tubi. Let's see how long it's going to last. They got, oh my gosh, they got Animaniacs included here. Yep, the one that you remember from the Hub, it's in here. Then you got Pinky and the Brain. Yep, that's the one that originally came from the Hub. Ben 10, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. There's a lot of these. Oh my gosh, there are so many of them. Justice League, Kids Next Door, all the Cartoon Network stuff. They got Tasmania. They got Batman, Brave and the Bold, The Mask. Holy moly. Holy quackamole, Batman. And yeah, we call it Holy Quackamole Batman. There's the Batman, Look at all this. Look at so many of these. There's, oh my gosh, there's Short Circuit. There's Yogi's Gang. There's also, oh yes, Jimmy Neutron or Johnny Quasar or something like all the stuff. Look at all these. Yeah, you can see it. There's all the movies that came out on, Short Circuit 2. There's Open Season. There's actually, oh man, The Net, RoboCop. There's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, but what about Tiny Toon Adventures? Well, I don't know. No, not yet. There may be more. There will be more stuff coming later. Soon. That's gonna have a bunch of other stuff. They're coming to Tubi as of now. I hope Tiny Toon Adventures will have more later. And there's going to be announced later. So hopefully in the near future, they're going to have Batman the Animated Series. They're going to have Tiny Toon Adventures. There's going to be more. Everything is going to be on Tubi this month because maybe they're going to be announced it later. So hopefully, we just have to say, Tubi is, we're here. We're all in. So if you like all the stuff, you can check it out. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm sorry to say it's been taking so long. It's, we took 2 hours to do rambling around watching Kawaiimation videos. I want to thank Kawaiimation for making this video, for sharing it, to do my little commentary video on this because of what was going on with Paramount buying Warner Brothers Discovery thing. And yes, we've been started since October. We've been going over and over again since until now, when now Paramount just won the bid. I don't know how long it's going to last until once, if anything, leaving Tubi. Oh, that's I'm talking about Powerpuff Girls, okay? Once, if one of these shows, if in the near future, if they're leaving Tubi, they might even go into Paramount Plus or Pluto TV, whatever. There may be Looney Tunes might either end up going. What's going to happen in the future of all the stuff has been doing. So I don't know what the future is going to be for what the deal is. Would like to see something. Maybe who knows? G.I. Joe is still on there. Maybe Looney Tunes Looney Tunes show might either go into Pluto TV because it's part of Paramount. Any of the Hasbro content might either go to Pluto TV if it's on, because it's Paramount has the Transformers and G.I. Joe films and even the series, just the Generation 1 series. They're now currently on Pluto TV. What's going to happen next? Maybe My Little Pony, all of Generation 1, 3, and even Friendship is Magic. They may be might consider going to Paramount's Pluto TV. Well, who knows? Who's gonna be doing this? Maybe sometime in the future, but I think who knows. So I hope you all enjoying this video. I hope you had a great video. So I hope you had a great night. Sorry to say, I apologize. It's been taking 2 hours to say. This is a very long video. I have to say it's 2 hours. That'll be enough for me. Okay. And if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And I will catch you again in another video. And this is Chris, and it's about 1:37 in the morning. I had to get some sleep now. So maybe tomorrow, or maybe I'll have to get up tomorrow. I have to do it in the next video because, well, that'll be enough for me. So hope you'll enjoy this. And thanks to Kawaiimation for giving that video that I would like to show it to everybody about this in my little unscripted commentary video on that. So hope you all enjoyed this video and say yes. I say congratulations to Paramount for buying Warner, and let's hope if this is going to happen or not, whether or not it's going to do something pretty different to this in the future. So hope you'll enjoy this video and say thank you for watching, and I hope you catch you in the next video, and we'll see you then. This is Chris, and I'll catch you again later soon. So bye for now.